because I was involved in softball for quite a few years, and boy, oh boy, wasn't that a pleasantness. I'll be talking with you a little bit more at the center.
Thank you, Calvin.
Mm.
Thank you, Calvin. Anybody else want to share? And Erie, is there anything else that you want to share that we didn't cover in our conversation?
No, I think I talked enough.
I could talk to you all the time.
I appreciate that.
Have so many accomplishments in your life.
I just want to, I just want to say thank you very much. The advice that you've given us, we can use in all walks of life. Just keep on giving it to young and old and everybody. The whole world needs to know. Be on time, for example. It's so important. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's good to connect his smiling face with this interesting story. So good to know about you. Good to know more about you, and look forward to seeing you back up there.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Erie, when you were talking about softball, I think one time you shared with me that you played softball, but then you started talking about where you were going, far and wide across the country. And I said, I don't think I know much about softball. I mean, I certainly, you enlightened me in ways that I was unaware of. But I think that as we think of, how people spend their time and again make community, because you had so many friends that you made through your softball, through different softball teams because you played with different ones. And again, even the fact that your first team was your Republic Steel team. You had mentioned that that was one of the ways when you came to Cleveland you didn't know anybody. And when you started working and joined the softball team, that was your community. So, you never know. You never know.
You, you never know because even teams that you play against, you meet people that you would have never met before.
Hmm.
You get to talk to people that you would never think you would be talking to,
Yes, yes,
and it's always a pleasure
yes.
to meet a smiling, happy face.
But everybody doesn't share that. Everybody doesn't necessarily respond to everybody because they're not as welcoming as you are. You're the perfect person to be at the Stephanie Tubbs Jones building. And I thought too, it's so important for us to get to know each other because we are, and I think we've had other ways that we've gotten to know people. But your story is so rich, so rich. And like I said, I'll share your story with many young people because you offer a history that many people will not be able to hear firsthand. And Kevin?
Yes, I had a question. I was wondering, it sounded like you were the first in your family to come north, and I was wondering how you decided where to live in Cleveland once you got here.
Well, you have people visiting from Cleveland that maybe your neighbors live across the street or something, and you
Mhm.
get in contact with them, and they tell you the do's and don't, where to and where not to go, and and then you find your spot. You everything is not perfect. Believe me, everything you are always it's always rough times. We always leave that part out, but negative. Really, people don't really want to hear the negatives. That's what that's about. It's rough neighborhoods and rough spots uh, that you don't want to be in, or you don't want to place your family in, or you don't want to place yourself in harm's way. So you always be on the lookout. You always learn. Each day is a learning day. Just remember that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Hope that answered your question.
Yes, thank you.
Anybody else have any comments, questions, thoughts? I think when, okay, was there somebody else? I'm looking at John too. Oh, okay. Okay, maybe not. Um, I think that one of the things that I really, the depth of my learning, just in history, when we were talking about you working with Republic Steel, and I thought back on how companies recruited people from the South to come north. And very often, in some cases, people would actually send letters to newspapers, maybe not during that particular time, but then when you told me you already worked at Republic Steel, my knowledge of where else Republic Steel was or other steel mills, was limited. And so you just educated me. You educated me. And they knew they'd lose out if they didn't recruit you to Cleveland because you already had experience. You already had experience. And just your creativity and ingenuity in when you worked in the cotton warehouse. That didn't necessarily just help the company, but all the men, all the people who worked with you, that certainly was a benefit to them and to their families, certainly. So just so much about who you are. It's just such an honor to interview you. I
Thank you.
enjoyed our conversation. We'll continue to have conversations because, we all come into the Stephanie Tubbs Jones building and I'll learn even more.
Everybody's welcome.
Well, everybody, like I said, July 26th is when we'll be back on Witness to History, or maybe even, John and I have to have a little conversation because today's weather, as I said at the beginning, I assumed that it would be sunny because it's June, but, here we are. So there may be people who are not able to join us this evening, but I'm happy to know that, you all were able to have power and you were with us this evening. And just a little bit of a hint. John and I need to talk a little bit more about, okay, my partner over here, about July. We intend to do a recording within the neighborhood. Should I say that? Might involve porches and our neighbors. And so please listen out for your opportunity to participate with us in a unique way that we will get around the neighborhood and have an opportunity also because John has been successful in receiving a Moreland mini grant. And so we'll be able to rove around the neighborhood a little bit more and record witness history interviews and just have some fun. Just have fun. That's what it's all about. Summertime, folks. We don't get it all the time. We have to take advantage of it when we do. So, with that, I want to thank everybody for being with us this evening in this rich conversation, and especially to thank you, Earry Bothwell, for this wonderful opportunity to talk to you this evening. And everybody have a great evening, and let's hope that what happened with the weather today was not going to happen again, but I'm glad that it rained. I really am. So, have a good evening, everybody. See you next time. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.